What is up people, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to review the BR-14 Adjudicator in Helldivers 2, so let's get into it. To purchase this weapon you're going to go into the democratic Detonation Warbond, where you'll find it in the bottom right hand corner of the first page, and it's going to cost 20 medals to purchase. Taking a further look at its stats, we're going to head into the armory and go into the primary section. We're then going to find the BR-14 Adjudicator in the marksman rifle section. The description reads as follows: an accurate armor penetrating rifle, the BR-14 Adjudicator delivers righteous judgment to medium-sized enemies, though its restrictive magazine limits its effectiveness against large groups. For stats, it's got 80 damage, 25 capacity, 50 recoil and 550 fire rate, and it's medium armor penetrating. In terms of what this weapon comes with, it's got 6 magazines and each one comes with 25 rounds. It also has a semi-automatic and fully automatic firing mode, and has a 25 meter, 50 meter and 100 meter scope. So with all that out of the way, let's get into the review. I'm going to discuss pros, cons and then do a final review. My first pro is going to be the medium armor penetration. I don't know about you, but I think especially since we started focusing on the automaton front, I have felt like having a weapon that comes with medium armor penetration is nearly essential. Previously, the Liberator Penetrator was my go-to weapon for most missions, and it got to the point that even if I was fighting against the Terminids, I would still pick it as I had gotten used to the medium armor penetration capabilities. So it's really nice to have another weapon with this trait that also has a fully automatic mode. The higher damage is another pro, although you do need to be conscious of landing your shots due to the low ammo count, which I will get into later. It one-taps a lot of light armor enemies and also does well against medium armor enemies, accuracy depending of course. Moving on to the next pro, it's going to be the reticle of the scope. It's really nice in my opinion. It's just simple, there's not too much going on. It makes it quite easy to land those headshots which are needed because of the low ammo count which I talked about earlier. It's just thin red lines and that's all it needs to be. It also has a 25 meter, 50 meter and 100 meter zoom, so whether you need to scope in while you're up close using a fully automatic firing mode, or pick off targets from further away with the semi-automatic mode, you have both options available. The next pro is going to be the versatility of this weapon. However, I'm going to structure this a little bit differently than I do in my other reviews. I'm going to talk about this as a pro, but then move straight into the con or negative side of it. I feel like this weapon is going to be the most misunderstood or misused weapon in this new Warbond, and that is going to lead people to believe that it is worse than it actually is. After purchasing this weapon, when you go into the armory, you'll find it under the marksman rifle section. But despite this, because it has a fully automatic firing mode, and also due to the nature of this game being quite hectic, many people are going to treat this like it is an assault rifle, but it isn't one. And it is also not a pure marksman rifle either. It is a very strange sort of hybrid that you'll want to adjust your playstyle in order to use to its full potential. The easiest way for me to explain this is to show you weapons in both categories. If we take a look at the stats of the Adjudicator next to the Liberator Penetrator, we can see that while it does have higher damage, it has lower capacity, higher recoil and a lower rate of fire. Now when compared to the Diligence Counter Sniper, it has less damage but more capacity, marginally less recoil and a higher fire rate. And compared to the Diligence, it has less damage again, more capacity, more recoil and a higher fire rate. I'm showing you all of this so you know that the BR-14 Adjudicator is not an assault rifle but a marksman rifle that can get you out of a pinch, but you would want to make sure that that pinch is not too big. So if used correctly, sitting back, conserving your ammo, being accurate, aiming for headshots in weak spots, and only going up close and personal, switching to full auto when it is only truly necessary, then yes, the versatility of this rifle is quite nice. But this is going to tie into my first con. Look, I get the concept of being a jack of all trades but master of none, but even if you're not a master, you should still be capable. And right now I feel like the Adjudicator falls short when used up close. And I get it's not like I've been fully tricked or deceived. It says in the description, its restrictive magazine limits its effectiveness against large groups, so the information is there, but I think it needs to be expanded upon. Because not only does the magazine limit your effectiveness, but the fire rate and the recoil also do as well. The marksman rifles are in a really weird place at the moment. Not many people use them. I feel like if you really want to hang back, you'll use the anti-material rifle over anything. Therefore, While having a marksman rifle with a fully automatic firing mode is nice, I think that was the big selling point that they have fallen short on. It's less powerful than both marksman rifles and of course the anti-material rifle, and at the same time there is 4 or 5 other weapons that you would pick over the Adjudicator to use in close quarters. Moving on swiftly to talk about the other cons because I've already touched on them. One is going to be the recoil. Like I said already, it's quite bad. If you're using the gun in semi-automatic, you're going to be fine, but if you do want to go to fully auto, you're going to have to be close. Otherwise your bullets will be going everywhere other than where you want them to go, but if you are close, you're going to get overrun quite quickly. The ammo is the other con. Be prepared to hear the words mag empty very frequently. If you use this weapon on full auto at all, you will quickly be looking for ammo on the ground or wondering if you should have taken a supply pack, which probably didn't cross your mind when you first looked at this weapon. In conclusion, the BR-14 Adjudicator tests an interesting concept of gelling 2 weapon categories together, that being the assault rifle and marksman rifle, and while it's a cool idea, I feel like it falls short in its assault rifle capabilities, which are probably the bigger selling point due to the nature of this game. It also has less damage to its marksman rifle counterparts, and while I understand that it can't be better than both weapons in either category, because then it would be overpowered, I feel like most people will naturally go for a weapon that excels more in its designated field. With all that being said, I do still think that this weapon has an audience and a place in the game, but it will take a bigger adjustment in your playstyle than some of the other weapons to get the best out of it. And I still think that either a small decrease in recoil or increase in damage or ammo would put this weapon in the perfect place for what it is aiming to be. On a separate note, I think that this gun coming out shows the need to buff the original marksman rifle slightly. To have a weapon that people choose as a middle ground between the assault rifles and marksman rifles, you need people to be using them guns in the first place, and right now, especially for the marksman rifles, that's not the case. I just want to add before ending the video that I know the footage here isn't the best. I did try to get into more games, but all I could find was evacuate high value assets for automatons and eradicate terminid swarms for the terminids, and on top of that I was crashing or disconnecting from a lot of games, but I promise I did use this weapon in more ideal situations before reviewing it. But that's all from me, so if you did enjoy this video, please subscribe. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.